Oh, but okay, because enterprise is more on the owner side, so I have to go through all the income, including my commission, affiliates, and everything, and then what are the expenses that I have to cover. So bila I do consultation dengan dia, I was like, oh macam ni rupanya, sebab my friend actually go through one by one with me. Oh ini tak boleh kira, oh ini kira, yang ini boleh kira, yang ini jangan kira, like kind of like that lah.
Yeah,
but I guess it's good. Because this 2 week actually pushed me into few things that I actually extend. Tak apalah, nantilah. I delayed a bit, and then at the end of the day, I have to redo few of the things lah.
Yes, if you keep doing it, you keep practicing it, it becomes second nature for you. So, do you guys have any question for me for today? Which area can I help you guys? Is there any questions?
All right.
That you have for me?
Because from your side, Elengo, you are focusing on financial management.
Yeah.
I just want to ask you. Okay, now your company is what, Senia Berhad or PLT or enterprise?
I have a Senia Berhad, I have an enterprise. I have a couple of companies.
All right, excellent. So when do you decide to get a new staff?
When I decide to get a new staff,
I mean, because we are now one man show. I believe some of us actually one man show. So we do not we do not have that confidence to get a new staff. But still, like me, I'm thinking of getting my wife into the company. So I was like, okay, bayar dia gaji, caruman and everything. Tapi bila you said that, okay, now the company is ready. Bila you decide macam tu? How do you decide that?
Okay, I think this is a very good question. When you want to, when you need to hire a new staff, I'm just talking purely on financial perspective. Later we can have this discussion from others' perspective. You have a cost. Let's say you have a cost to pay your wife's salary. Okay. So you know that. So the next question that you need to ask, by hiring her, can I increase my income that when I minus her salary, I have additional profit for myself? Basically, can the business pay her or not? That's the first question you need to ask. If you're not able to generate income, you do not want to incur costs. Does it make sense?
Okay, so it means that, okay, let's say I got income monthly around like 5,000 per month for my company. So it means that if, let's say, we deduct with few expenses that we have to use monthly, and then we consider the hiring salary, and then we see how much balance that we have. As simple as that?
Yeah, something similar in that sense. So because you do not want to increase your manpower if you're not earning more, or if there's no potential to earn more.
All right, and one more thing, how much do you believe that for a certain company, especially enterprise lah, I don't know the others, but when we say that, oh, this is stable enough, how much do we define as stable enough?
In what sense, Asnawi?
It means that we can survive, I don't know, survive few months, and then we can, at least we do not feel afraid much about our company situation or about the business.
Okay. Again, I try to talk from a financial point of view. Okay, not from other aspects first. Yeah. Remember, I spoke about ratio analysis the other day. I spoke about balance sheet. Okay, I spoke about current ratio. Your asset should be twice as big as your liabilities. Basically, if you only have cash balance, your cash balance should be twice as big as your hutang. So if your asset is twice as big, it means you can pay your short-term obligation in 1 month time. Correct? So that's where your basis have to be. If you can have 6 months, if you think that is enough, it's fine. But normally there's in accounting, in finance, they say if you have
All right, thank you, sir.
Twice as big as your liability, you are able to meet short-term obligations, that's good enough. Okay, but then again, your own perspective. All right, Asnawi. Hi guys, welcome in. I see a few more guys coming in. I got Sulaiman, I got Jian, I got T, I got Irene.
Hello.
Hello. Jian.
Yes.
You are the footballer, is it?
No, that's
No,
T. That's
wrong
T.
person.
Me, sir. Hi.
Yes. How's the football going?
Nothing going on. The business.
Let me
Cannot
do
develop.
some marketing for you. If anybody of you want to play football, go and see Jan. You want your there's a vacancy.
No, don't see me.
Argentina.
CT.
There's a vacancy in Argentina. If you want your children to fill that vacancy, go and see T.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
So how's your P&L? Then you'll be asking me a few questions. Is it is it helpful?
Yeah, very good. I think nothing much. It's a matter of choice.
Matter of choice, exactly.
Not
Like I said in my earlier, when we the accounts belong to you guys. Okay, does not belong to auditors or does not belong to anybody.
right.
So you guys write the account and you defend your treatment to the auditors.
I see. Okay.
But the only thing that is required is one, if there's hard rules, you need to follow. And you have to be consistent over the years.
Okay. But if let's say our accounting treatment and our understanding of accounting standards is wrong, right? The external auditor will notify us on how to properly maintain it, correct?
Yes.
Okay.
Normally they'll ask you to make changes.
Okay.
But then again, you can just make changes to satisfy the financial reporting. But if you think as a management, that's the way you want to maintain your accounts, go with it.
Okay.
Okay.
Thank you.
Because you don't run your business by the auditors do not run your business. You run your business.
Okay. Thank you. Got it.
Anything else, guys? Questions? Today will be all Q&A. Anything that you need your help, my help, I'm here to help for the next 1 hour. Or people fall down already. Okay, T go blank already.
No, just reading chats.
Arsenal fan too. Okay, we have a message there by Colin. So where do you coach, T? Do you coach?
Yeah, I do. Basically, I hire people to coach and I just run the business.
Or you
But
run the
because I
academy?
wanted to know what the coaches are doing as well, so I go and certify myself also. And
Okay.
occasionally I step in and teach the kids also when there are absenteeisms and stuff. So one can consider it like one leg kick every day.
All right. So we have somebody new joining. Diana. Hello. Hi, Diana.
Hey Lango, hi. Hello everybody.
Hello.
Hello. Oh, she dropped. So if you guys have any question, let me know. I will be able to answer you guys to the best of my knowledge to help you guys, to coach you guys. Or some of you have written to me about questions. Hopefully I've answered all of them. If I have not, please remind me again. Diana, how are you?
I feel a bit feverish today.
Feverish, oh.
Yeah.
Hopefully, okay. Have you taken the medications?
Not yet.
Not
Today
yet,
I feel
oh.
very busy actually. Yeah,
Yeah.
very busy for me. Yeah.
How's business?
It's
Is
okay.
business
It's
doing
okay.
well?
But yeah, it's not as good as outside of PKP. Yeah, it's not as good as outside of PKP. So we are So today we had like meeting with new business partner as well. One of the schools here. Yeah.
So, okay, you're talking to new business partner. You're bringing new partner into your business?
No, when we talk about business partner, because like for us at Swag School, business partner means our partner
Okay.
merchant. Yeah, partner merchant. Like for
Yeah, your
example, if Grab, they have like maybe a lot. For example, Grab Food has a lot of food chain as their business partner, right?
Yes.
Yeah, something like that. Yeah.
Okay, it's your external parties. It's not
Yeah.
you're bringing into your equity.
Yeah, they come here. I mean, they come to our platform to offer their service basically, right? So besides individual tutors, we also try to approach schools like private schools that offer specialized service, for example. So we went to visit one of the schools today. But it's closed lah. There's nobody there, just the owner.
Nobody in school.
Yeah, no one's in school. Yeah, just the owner and the teacher. Yeah.
So do you have any question for me today that I can help to answer or help you guys?
Yeah, actually, I was wondering how does coaching session work? We bring in our stuff, the one that we don't understand, and then we can get it clarified. Is it? Is that how it works? So
Coaching
is it more
session where basically it's like more of a, you bring in a problem, we try as a team to solve it. Me as a facilitator try to solve the problem. Okay. Mentoring is where we meet in a regular timing, but it's a bit more less frequent. But it's only when you have problem, and we don't talk only about accounting. We talk about business in general. So coaching is a bit more specific about my area is finance. So you guys come any area on financial management. Yeah, that's what my expertise are. So if you have anything that I know, I will be able to help. If I do not know, I'll let you guys that we need to go and find out the answers later. Anything, Diana?
Financially, I wanted to ask Inango, like for example, like for us, right? Because we're in enterprise, so I think I already asked a few questions. Asked this before. What? Maybe it was me so confused, right? So how are we gonna report? Like because like the business is a sole proprietor business. So for when we want to report the tax, it's gonna be under personal, right? I think from what I learned, so I don't need to report it as because enterprise is me. I'm the enterprise because it's one person, right?
Yes.
So technically, it means it's not illegal that I did not take salary and like let's say if you take a fixed salary from your business, like from your business revenue or profit, right? So do you have to? How does that work? That salary there's no basically distinction between that salary and the company monies. I mean the business money. Is that what it means?
Yes. In the end, it's still the same. Okay. Basically, you do your P&L. If you say you're paying yourself a salary, you deduct from your business expenses, and then you come to a profit. But when you, if you do not take that salary,
Mm-hmm.
okay, you have bigger profit.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Okay, if you take the salary, you deduct your salary from your profit, you have a profit. That's not matter.
Yeah.
Just imagine if you go to work for somebody else,
Mm-hmm.
what you get a salary and you get a pay slip, and when you fill out your tax returns, you say, this is my income.
Mm-hmm.
And how you prove your income? You show the salary slip. So when you do your income tax from income from business,
Mm-hmm.
at the salary portion there, you do not report your salary again
Mm-hmm.
because you will take your salary from your business in your P&L.
Mm-hmm.
So when you just report from my business income, I only show the profit.
Okay.
So you don't have to report the salary
Can you hear me?
in the first line.
Okay.
So it's you anyhow, whether you take in your business or you take as a salary, it's only calculated once.
Mm-hmm.
So the net is still the same.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Plus, I think the tax bracket is still under the same category anyway, right? It's like tax bracket is under 600K, if I'm not mistaken, is 17%. Is that correct?
That schedule, I'm not sure what's the schedule look like. I cannot remember, but they have a
Okay.
schedule. It's
Okay,
a
I saw it before, and then yeah, I was asking around as well. When do you move your business to Sdn Bhd? And then somebody told me, rule of thumb is it's either when when your sales or your revenue or your profit, sorry,
your
you
profit.
already move to another tax bracket, then it'll be
Yes.
a big loss if you stay with enterprise.
Diana,
Or, yeah,
sorry,
yeah.
are you the sole shareholder of your company?
Yeah, I'm not a company, business.
Sole proprietor.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. It's just
Enterprise.
enterprise. Yeah,
Can-
yeah. It's
Have you
company.
thought of issuing dividends from the company level instead? Then that is a single tier tax whereby it's taxed at the company tax level. Oh wait, it doesn't apply to you because
No,
you're
it doesn't. Yeah, yeah. Because whatever profit, yeah, it's
That's
Hello.
what T is saying is only apply if you are your public limited company where you are able to issue share.
mm-hmm.
Okay, so like what Diana is saying, the rule of thumb is correct. If you do a individual tax, your highest tax level come to about 27%, if not mistaken. Okay, so company, if you're Sdn Bhd with earning less than 500, I think, or working capital, paid-up capital less than certain amount, tax is at 20%. Or if you're bigger than that, the maximum tax is 24%.
Yeah, 24. Yeah.
So if you have to see which one is beneficial. So at that point, you must make a decision whether is it beneficial for you to convert your business to a Sdn Bhd. Okay, that's one thing how to consider. The other way to consider is when you look at your liabilities, the risk of your liabilities. Okay, because as we know, Sdn running an enterprise, there's no separate entity, so you have unlimited liabilities. If anything happen, they can come after your personal properties, personal asset. If you have a Sdn Bhd or LLP, it have a cap. Yeah, so they can come up to that level only. So that's a really good question, Diana. Thanks for asking. What's the rule of thumb to convert? Does that make sense, guys?
And then another thing that I was, because you know that we had that account exercise, right? So I thought it was really, for us, it's a bit complicated because, you know, to be honest, this year we made a lot of revenue, but then, you know, sometimes in the business, you know that you make a lot of money, but sometimes you don't always see where the money is, right? So because we don't have an accountant, and I had to do it myself, and that's when I realized because of the PKP, right? So there's a lot of for example, for us, there's a lot of bookings for us in our partner hotels and resorts. And why we get cheaper prices is that we always buy in bulk in advance in cash. So we managed to get it at cheaper price and offer it to our clients. And then, you know, because of PKP, a lot of people, you know, they just like at liberty asking for refunds and stuff, right? Clients, because they cannot travel. So some of them we actually refund them, or sometimes there's problem. We had to settle it. So we actually advance a lot of our money for this transaction. So our money, we have it, but it's in you know, it's in the form of vouchers, in the form of, you know, credit, like stay credit, you know, if you get what I mean.
Yes, yes.
So yeah, so yeah, it's quite funny because we make a lot of revenue, but you know, we don't always see the cash, and then, you know, it's hiding in the form of, you know, different forms
Yes.
of vouchers.
So basically now, if I can imagine, visualize your company is like you are a company that make revenue. You actually are making a profit because your revenue minus your expenses, you make a profit, but your cash flow is running very low or negative because you have a lot of asset. Your asset is sitting in debtors, deposit, or vouchers. So you need to go and collect that. So you need to convert all that asset into cash. So if you have a cash flow statement, or you look at your balance sheet, you know where your money is sitting. So what does P&L tell you? P&L only tell you your profitabilities. Okay. Balance sheet tell you the value of your business and where is it sitting. If you have a value of your business, let's say 100,000, you can clearly show whether my value is sitting in fixed asset, or is it sitting in all other debtors or deposit or anything, or is it sitting in cash, or do I owe people more? So that's why you always have to have a up-to-date record so that you can know your profitability and your value and where is it sitting. So do you do your account, you close your accounts every month, or you wait until a certain period?
We're really bad at managing it. But because I start to do this, that's why I struggled a bit to do the homework for this class, because, you know, literally starting from scratch, so to say. Yeah, I mean, we do have like record the transactions, but then like you said, you know, for me, simply put, I'm stupid basically, right? So
No,
I don't know.
Don't
Yeah,
say that.
no, but that's why I'm here. I'm here to learn, right? So when you do your P&L, or you make an attempt to do your P&L, your balance sheet, right? See, I can talk as if I know about it. You know, before this, when I first joined this class, you asked me, you guys know there's 3 types of, I say I didn't know anything, right?
Okay, I'm glad that it was helpful.
Yeah.
So for cases like Diana, whereby the payment is collected upfront, right? Is it considered like a escrow kind of arrangement? Because prior to recognizing the the revenue, right, upon delivery of the service, there may be cases whereby, like she also pointed out, you need to refund back the customer also. Would it be wise to treat it like that?
Escrow is just a high level term, and you do financings, or you're taking you ask somebody else to keep your money, a third party to keep your money. So basically what she is saying is like, she recognized the sale, then only she's taking the deposit. She's not taking the full amount.
No, we take full payment. And to be honest, there's no refund concept in our business.
Okay.
How we manage to sometimes, you know, save our clients up, you know, 50%, even beyond that, for their room stay in 5-star hotels or resorts, is because we have this model. right? So theoretically, not only theoretically, even invoice where it is explicitly inform our clients, there's no such thing as refund. But if you guys have been working with people, right? People
Yes.
not always honest.
Yeah.
People, like for example, there's we have had clients like recently during PKP. What happened to our client is they were supposed to stay 2 nights and then they managed to stay 1 night. The other 1 night they need to return to KL because it's PKP. So we said, okay, it's okay. You can just continue to redeem that 1 night anytime, next year, whenever, right?
Yeah.
We're not gonna charge. We're gonna hold on to that deal, to that promise, right? What this client did is that he or she, husband, wife, got start to bug all of our social media to leave a review that said we are a fraud company, for example. And then in our Facebook, whenever other clients comment, they said, don't deal with them, they are fraud. And then it's that, that kind of level, right? So when you think about it, like it's either you return the money of people, mentally challenge people like this, or you let them go wild and disturb the peace of everyone, right? So yeah, these people like call me like non-stop, call up my team, my staff. So yeah, it's not just one. There's a lot of crazy people like that. And I said, can you please refer to your invoice? It's written in capital letter. There's no
Refund.
refund. Because if not, you can buy you can always book your room from the hotel at a normal price, but ours is like below market price, right? Way below. So yeah, you want to enjoy this cheap deals, but then you don't want to, adhere to the terms. So a lot of people are like that. Yeah. So
Yeah. Okay. Let me go back to T and get this question from T. T was asking. I think there's 2 things T is asking. One is you get the deposit first, correct? Where do you keep this deposit? Are you keeping escrow, or how you treat this? Because your revenue is not being generated yet. Okay. And the 2 is we say. Okay, back to this question, yeah. So the first thing is we need to understand, when can you record a sale? When can you recognize it is a sale? Any ideas? When can we record a sale?
Upon delivery of the service or product.
Yes. Okay. So basically, in accounting and in law, it says when the ownership has transferred. Okay. Basically, when you give your ownership of that service or product to another person, then only you can record it as sale. Then only when you recognize sales in your P&L, and you record it as cash or utang. Okay, so that's clear, isn't it? So before you recognize sales, say people give you a deposit, so you are receiving cash. You take the cash, put a bank, but you cannot recognize that cash as sale. You have to keep in your balance sheet as a creditor. You owe somebody this money in case you did not fulfill the sale. Does it make sense? Until you deliver the product, that money is in your books, your cash is in your bank, but it's actually you owe to somebody because you have not delivered the service.
So do we then record it as like prepaid revenue under the liability section?
Yes, creditors or prepaid, anything you want to call it.
Okay.
Okay, as long as you know what is this.
Then also in this particular case that Diana is pointing out, right, whereby there will always be a liability that arises at any time when the customer is unhappy. Is this then also recorded as a contingent liability?
It's not, you don't have, because in Diana's case, she is very clear to have these terms and conditions say there's no warranty if you don't, or there's no refund. So she's not recognizing any contingent liability, or she's not providing any warranty from the percentage of that things.
Okay.
She's giving out the refund because she wants to put for non-financial reasons, non-financial driven reason, because she wants to protect her business, her branding, her image. And say, I don't want to have this problem. I will give them back the refund. So if your business, you think you want to keep aside the money for all these contingent liabilities, okay, you can always say, I have sale, I have cash, but a certain amount I keep as contingent liability to cover this case of issues. Okay, it's like you buy car company give you 5 years warranty. So every time they make a sale, when they recognize the asset, the cash that you receive, a certain amount of that they keep as warranty payment. After 5 years only, they bring it back to P&L.
I see. So probably like provisioning aside 10% of revenue for these kind of things.
That is based on your business nature.
Okay.
Is your there's no, when you want to provide this one, you must be able to convince your auditors that you have a high level of confidence these things are probable to happen.
Okay.
Okay. So I have that from Asnawi, I think with regards to Diana's message. But I somehow disagree because PKP is outside of normal control that make us cancel the holiday. Diana, do you see that?
Yeah, I saw. Something. Actually, I don't understand what you. So basically, you're saying that client should have access to refund. Is what you say?
Yes, because during the PKP.
This must be because you bought holiday package somewhere, right?
Because during the PKP, memang kami pun dah beli, kami dah book everything semua, and then dia bagi tahu, okay, ada boleh cancellation kalau ada isu-isu tertentu. I was like, okay, so kita pun dah book, dah ready dah ni, everyone is ready. And then suddenly, mak tak dapat pergi ya. And then we call, somehow the owner ataupun the person in charge kata tak apalah, PKP ni pun kami pun tak boleh nak buat apa, so it's okay, kita refund. Alright lah. So for my side lah. So that's why when you mentioned about refund and everything, I thought sebab kita bukan nak cancel sesaja. Unless you do not have any reason, you cancel. Itu memang patut tak refund. Ambil je duit diorang.
I understand. The thing is that, Shani, for our deal, right? Like I said, we buy in advance. Like our deal can be like up to 5 figure, even 6 figure. We pay our business partner, which is hotels and resorts, and then kita create package and kita buy in advance, right? We help them as well. This year, business has been slow, so a lot of macam manager hotel, manager resort, like even. For example, right, these past few days, EQ Hotel in KL, near Pavilion, their sales director keep contacting me to help their team for their sales, for example, right? So even Pavilion, they contact our team because our team has a good track record of providing, great sales. The thing is that we already pay our partners, right? And so the money is with the hotel or resort. So that's why when client asks us for refund, it's not that it's impossible, it's hard financially for us, because if the money is with us, for me personally, my stance is always like, if it's hard for our clients, of course, you can give the refund. It's just that the money is not with us, if you get what I mean. Let's say, for example, contoh lah, the client pay us 100 ringgit, but we katakanlah, for example, we already paid 90 ringgit to to our business partner, right? So we have 10 ringgit. Even that 10 ringgit, I already pay my team, for example, right? This sales happened back then, maybe in June, for example, and then the problem happened now in November. So technically, that 90 ringgit is not with us. You get what I mean? So that's why it's a bit challenging, and that's one person, and that is assuming that our room is 100 ringgit, but in fact, our rooms can get thousands of ringgit worth, right? So if I were to refund every single client, so Abela, like macam Elango cakap, you know, dalam kita punya business ni, enterprise ni, it goes to my personal punya, ni ada punya apa, liability, right? So I can be dead lah if I want to be macam tu. Tapi for certain client that gives us, you know, especially challenging punya ni, yeah, we try to. Even for those who doesn't give us a lot of challenge, probably we try our best to assist them. Sometimes macam we get other clients to buy their package. You get what I mean? Macam let's say they want their macam Asnawi, saya tak nak bilik saya, okay, kejap. So we sell the room on behalf of Asnawi to other people, then we refund Asnawi the money. Itu pun ada juga. Yeah. So it's not about money lah. We also, kita orang pun sangat mementingkan client punya repeatability, because we have high repeatability in terms of booking from our clients. And we have like dedicated fans. Sometimes whenever we introduce new place, our fan, we have like some people, they will just go and buy one after another of our product. Every new service or product they're going to, and we don't know them. These are strangers. Yeah.
But the thing is, we just have to look at perspective. There's two perspectives of looking at things here. One is legal. Legally, do you have to pay? No. The other is business. Because you want to do business for long terms. So you give the refunds. Okay? So you always have to separate these two things. Legal, business. Legal, you must make sure you follow what is correct legally. Then what you decide the other way around is okay. Okay? Don't protect yourself on the legal side. Okay. All right. I have a question from Irene. I want to know director's fee. What category should we record it in? Okay. So this is a equity director, or is it just a functional director? Okay, so okay, director. There's two directors. Who are directors? If you go to some companies, they are just appointed director just to run the business. Okay, some directors are owners of the company as well. And if they are just a functional director, or they perform the work in managing the company, their fee is no different from anybody else's salary. It just go into your expense before your operating profit, before your net profit. Where do you put it does not matter, as long as you have transparency to the readers of the account.
Sorry, sir.
Yeah. Yes, Irene.
The director fees, they didn't take it on a monthly basis, just like
So it's just like a salary.
no salary, no monthly salary.
A fixed expenses.
Fixed expenses. But it's not monthly, so I don't know it considered as fixed or not.
Okay, so can I assume you hire a director who just sit in your board, you just pay them every month or every 3 months? Correct? So you just can create another account called director's fee and just put it in the same category of your salary expenses.
So I should open another category as for director fees.
Yeah.
Okay, under payroll.
Just under payroll, it's fine. Does it go to, do you pay EPF all for them? No, isn't it?
No.
Just put another line. Don't get it confused with all the other payroll accounts.
Okay.
What if this is for equity director?
Equity director is still the same. Okay. You're paying salary, you're not paying the dividend, you're distributing salary to them as for the function that they perform in the company. The only thing that you need to consider is director fees. Sometimes they are employees, sometimes they're just there as a consultants. So you want to differentiate between the payroll expenses and non-payroll expenses.
Okay, noted. Thank you.
Okay. Any other questions? Thanks, Steve, for answering. I see audited account recorded as expenses. Again, as I said, accounts belongs to you guys. Okay. And you can create as many line item in your account to differentiate your type of expenses so that you know what and where the expenses are. When you consolidate for filing, make it a summary so that outside people wouldn't know a lot of details of what's happening in your company. For your purpose, for management, for reporting of management accounting, create as many lines as possible so that it's clear. You see your account, you know what's the expenses, what type of expenses, and you can differentiate. Does that make sense?
Yep, thanks.
Okay. Any other questions?
Can I ask, just now you were saying that if you receive like a deposit payment, you put it in creditors, right?
Okay. Liabilities line.
Yeah, what will happen in terms of taxation if you cross the year end and you still haven't delivered the goods? Will that be taxed?
You only be taxed on the P&L because you have not delivered that goods yet.
Yeah.
So you will not be taxed yet.
Okay, because this one, the reason I'm asking is because the company I'm working at, they actually put like these deposits in the accrual.
Accrual?
Yeah, they put in accrual. Then when the financial year comes and the auditors came, they say you actually need to consider this as part of your sales, the deposit. Then we say, but we haven't transacted yet. Then they say it doesn't matter. If you don't transact later on, you take it like as bad debts or something, you know. Is that the way it's supposed to go?
No.
No. Yeah.
Basically, like what I said earlier, we recognize revenue when you have transferred the ownership of the goods.
Yeah.
You have not. You just receive a deposit.
Yeah.
Where you put it, whether you put in a prepayment or accruals or anything, it's just the naming of the accounts. Okay, so they cannot ask you to take that as your revenue. Are you you're talking about accrued expenses or accrued revenue?
Accrued revenue, because you are receiving a deposit from someone. Yeah.
Because if you do expenses, there might be the cases where the auditor asks you to reclassify as expenses.
Yeah.
But as a revenue, it's very clear. Even though if you ship the goods, it will leave your company.
Oh, sir, isn't it right? Accrued revenue means you dish out the service already, but then you haven't collected the money yet, so that's why they recognize it.
But he said they have not delivered the goods yet.
It's different. Then he's talking about prepaid revenue.
Pardon?
Then he's talking about prepaid revenue. Accrued revenue.
Prepaid, yeah, just like I said, your naming convention is still in your liabilities. You owe somebody.
Okay.
So like I was just trying to say, if you already ship the goods from your company, but you have not reached the customer yet. Can you accept that as your revenue? It depends on your terms and condition, your Ecoterms. If your terms say you can only you only pass the ownership of the goods once it reaches the customer's place. If it takes 5 days to reach your customer's place, if you sell the goods on the 31st of December or 27th of December, it only reach customer on 3rd of January, you cannot recognize that as your sales. Okay?
Okay.
So even if they paid or anything, you just keep it in your balance sheet. So if you're, like your case, they ask you to recognize that as sales. Correct? That's what you're trying to say.
Yeah, that's right.
So you cannot recognize that as a sale, even though they have paid you.
Okay. Thank you.
So it's not a accrued sale or something yet. But you have to take action to deliver, but you have, if anything happened in between that period, you are still responsible for the goods or the services.
Okay.
That's how technically it works.
All right. Okay, thank you.
So, but just now I think there's confusion whether you use it as a prepayment or accrued revenue or something like that. Like if you have delivered the goods, you straight away record yours as your sales. Whether they are paid or not is just debtors or cash. Does it make sense?
Yeah, it does. I think the reason the auditors are doing that is because the company I work for was actually audited by LHDN before.
Oh.
And LHDN, they were picking on every small thing they could find, like things like this, you know, and they say, no, you have to actually like come up with
thought so.
Yeah, and LHDN actually said, we actually said, no, it hasn't transacted yet. And LHDN actually said that, oh, you can bring us to court, but you will surely lose because we are the government.
No, don't worry. What LHDN, when they comes and audit your company, beside whatever the expenses that you have on a P&L, they always look in your balance sheet. They look at all these accrual, prepayment, provision, contingent liabilities. They always look at all these things. They always want to try to disallow all these expenses. Because most of it, this is where, because you make a transaction based on your judgment. That's where they can argue.
Yes, yeah. Also, with like certain expenses, also say no, this can't be expense of and all. Then after that, in the end, they say, okay, we are penalizing you this much, like 10% or something. So this is the amount you pay, you know. So it's like, and then the auditors, I mean, they say we can argue for you, but you have to pay us like a few thousand for each year, you know. So at the end of the day, it's like not justified anymore.
Yeah, they make things so very difficult.
Yeah.
So I have gone through that sort of experience, but frankly, I can say my past accounts that I've done or have signed, LHDN have not come back and asked me to readjust or anything. Because we try to get all these things done according to standards. It's because it's just the intention why you want to do that in the first place, because you want to reduce your tax, then you get caught. If your intention is like, okay, I'll just pay what I want to pay, what is correct, normally it will just go through.
Yeah, I mean, the company was actually doing it previously, like, I mean, putting in accrued and then only claiming it as profit when the transaction is done. But after that, they came and all this, then the company just said that it doesn't matter whether we claim it now or later, because the sale, 99% of the sales go through. So they say whether we pay it this year or the next year, there's no difference. So they say we must well pay it now, so they can't nitpick and find us whenever they like, you know.
Yeah, I'm surprised that LHDN kind of nitpick.
Yeah, we are not sure also what happened, you know. I mean, because the company accounts was very clean, you know. I mean, so I mean, it's like they say maybe they had nothing better to do. Yeah. Anyway, so that was that. That's why I was asking actually.
Okay.
When was it? This year, is it?
No. 2016, I think.
Oh.
Oh, that time no money, I guess.
I think so, lah. That one was. That was the time that a lot of people were complaining that LHDN were like finding them and all this kind of thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think they had like a quota to fill or something.
I heard that they are doing it again now. Like they're focusing a lot on transfer pricing and also clawing back a lot of all these individual tax filings, the tax returns, right? They really go one by one, check all your claims.
Yeah.
From a few years back, right now.
Yeah.
Wow. Yeah, one thing is certain in life, tax. You can't run away.
Yeah.
I have a question here. I want to ask about director's income tax. Is it possible to be paid by company? Asnawi replied, company tax versus personal tax. So the director should announce his personal tax. Exactly. So if the company pay for his tax, when he do his individual tax, the tax amount that the company pay is basically an income for him. So he's just making things complicated. So in tax law, all income has to be declared. Unless you pay your director as the fee as direct dividends. In Malaysia, I think for many years already, the dividend is all tax exempt because the company tax that you pay is a final tax already. So if you want to pay director tax, myself pay him dividend. Otherwise, the director will be liable that on his individual basis. Okay. A lot of tax question. Tax very interesting. Any other question that I can help you guys with? If let's say director has salary as well, yes, because if it's an equities, whenever you have salary, you have to declare it as his income tax. So if they pay tax on his salary, so that is income for him basically. PCB, if he's part of your payroll, is part of your employee, you have to pay his PCB as well. So earlier somebody asked about director fee and now somebody asking about director's salary. So you have to distinguish these two. If you're paying him a salary, he fall under a category of employment. He will be under the Employments Act. Okay. So if fall under Employment Act, have an employment letter, then you have to comply to that act. Then you have to pay EPF, SOCSO, everything. Paying him a director fee, he's just providing services. You have a contract of service. It's not there for day-to-day services. So you paid him a fee. So you don't pay any other things. But on a personal level, the person have to declare all these things as his income. Okay. Anything else? Any other question that you guys want to ask me? You can talk to me or you can write at the chat box there, then we can put a question out for everybody to hear.
I have one questions. It's regarding director fee. Okay. Can you hear me?
Yes, yes, I can hear you.
Okay. Okay. Our current practice is we are paying our director partially as employer as well as employee, and also he gets the director fee. So for the employee part, we do pay the EPF and SOCSO as well. But for the director fee, we don't pay the KWSP and SOCSO lah.
Yeah.
But then the total income is combined with the fee and the salary. Is it okay,
Yeah.
right?
Yes, that's fine. That's very clear.
Yeah, because we are doing that in order to redo the company expenses for paying the SOCSO, and our plan as well is like somebody asked regarding the company paying for the tax. So we practice giving the director dividend like you said just now.
Yeah.
Because the dividend is paid by the company, so it's not the income of the employer or the director.
Yeah.
So just want to share about Diana's issue just now regarding the sole proprietor. So I am experienced. I have another sole proprietor company as well. So what we did last time, because we know sole proprietor is the company and the person is the same. So because the income is from your salary and your company profit. So at the end, you have to pay quite a big bracket for this personal income. So my personal opinion, once you see your company generating more profit, so I think you better switch to Sdn Bhd because the bracket is lower. Then you can enjoy a lot of benefits from the Sdn Bhd. You can enjoy all the cars and all the dividend at the end of the year.
Yeah.
So that's my personal opinions.
It's a very correct opinion. That's what we spoke earlier. That's how you should come to when you're making a decision whether you want to change to sole proprietor to Sdn Bhd. That's one of the major factors that you need to consider.
Just to share my own experience, we also had being audited by the Lembaga Hartanah Negeri, but twice I think, or thrice. So I think Lembaga Hartanah already knows they audited one company, they will come every 2 to 4 years. They will audit the same company again and again, you know. They try to find, I don't know, but then from my experience, when you get the more profit, you better quickly switch to Sdn Bhd. Then my personal opinion as well, because like I heard Diana's business a bit complicated and complex, I think. So my personal opinion, because I also my limitation on accounts quite limited. Okay, I don't have financial background, but I do have some knowledge. That's why when my accountant do the P&L balance sheet, I can argue with the accountant and the auditor. So I think the best thing is when you have a complicated or complex business, you better hire an accountant, spend a bit for the accountant fee, but you will have peace of mind in the end of the year. So, but you should have the knowledge because you cannot just simply rely on your accountant and auditor because at the end you are the one going to pay them.
Yeah.
So you are the one going to pay tax. So you better get yourself equipped with all the knowledge about the financial statement so you can argue or the advise your accountant and auditor respectively.
Yeah.
That's my sharing experience.
Thank you.
Thanks, Nagati.
But then I just want to ask, like, I like to see numbers as well. So what's the tax bracket? Does anybody know what when I ask somebody like an accountant basically, right? So I was informed it's actually currently 600,000. I mean, if you have profit 600,000. So
you have no mistake. Yeah, no mistake. Let's say your income more than 100,000, there is certain bracket. If income 150,000, your profit more than 150 in another bracket. Yeah. So sometimes you have to discuss with accountant, make sure they try to manipulate, not just manipulate, I mean, do something about it, to make sure your income is a bit lower than 150, if can. If cannot, then you have to think other way lah.
Oh, okay.
If you go to the IIB website, you can find that table.
Yep.
Okay. So, like you correctly say, and what I've been saying from when we had our session, and I also repeat today, the accounts belongs to you. You are responsible to prepare the account. Whether your accountant prepare or anybody prepare, you as a business owner, you are responsible for that account.
Yep.
So never trust an accountant. always ask them, what is that? What is this?
Yep.
And it's help if you have financial awareness about accounting.
Yeah.
Hopefully my session the other day and all the other 2-week session help you guys to understand about business and business structure and how's the finance work in a company. Okay, I have a question by Zeke. PCB is different from personal tax. PCB is potongan cukai berjadual or scheduler tax deduction. If you are employer or if you are employee, rather than burden you at a year end to pay a whole lump sum of the tax on your salary, the government allow you to pay on a monthly basis, or they allow the company to deduct your salary and pay to the income tax hasil on a monthly basis based on a schedule. But that is not a final tax. What you need to do at a year end, you need to recalculate all your income, fill up the borang, and calculate what is your actual tax. So if you pay PCB more, you will get a refund. If you pay PCB less, you have to top up. So that's how it works, PCB and your personal tax. Okay. And the other thing that I had to say just now about you get audited by hasil. So I think we moved into self-assessment, I think about 10 years ago, more than 10 years ago, I think, where Lembaga Hasil come and said, we're not going to tell you how much you have to pay tax. It's your responsibility to calculate your income, do a tax calculation, tell us how much tax to be paid, and pay tax on submission. Okay, so they put the trust and the burden and responsibility on the company or on the individual. So whether you have income or you don't have income, you have to declare your tax or you have to put a returns. And because of this self-assessment method, every company can expect at least to be audited once every 5 years. If they target you, they'll come more. If not, every 5 years, at least once, you'll come back to the circle and they'll come and audit you. Or they'll ask you for documents to do a desk audit. So you cannot run from them.
Yeah, but the problem from the audit by Lembaga Hasil, because they review for the past 5 years, for our income. And then sometimes when they found some discrepancy, they can just simply add back, so they can penalize us up to 45%, so the headache of that is just a problem. So if they audit for the past 5 years, sometimes we have to keep all the records. Sometimes it's not fair as well. You audited for the past 5 years and you count from let's say now 2020, you audited 2016, for example, they count for 5 years penalty, To me,
yes.
Sometimes it's not fair, but
basically,
yeah.
The hasil, the law allow them to go back up to 7 years. Okay, so you have to keep your documentation for 7 years. That's very clear in the law. They say your documentation you need to keep for 7 years, so they can come back and ask for documentation for up to 7 years. But then again, there's a line in the tax law that say, if the DG, the Director General of Tax, feel it's appropriate, he can ask the officers or us to claw back to an indefinite period. They can go more than 7 years. So they have that provision in the law. So their law is quite wide. So if you don't have the muscle to fight them, normally you just give up and say, okay, I'll pay. So that's how hasil the law is. On one side, the law says you keep for 7 years, but on the bottom there, they have another provision say Director General can accept that law and go further than that. So that's how it is when you deal with taxman.
Yeah. That's why I
Okay,
think.
any other questions that you guys want to share?
I want to ask. So I just checked the LHDN punya website, right? So basically for enterprise, kita punya tax fall under the same as individual punya tax bracket ke?
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah, betul.
Yes.
Betul. Under individu. That's why you yourself and the company is the same. Kalau you ambil gaji pun, nanti dia akan masuk sebagai you punya income. So dia akan count you punya salary plus you punya business profit. You combine and you'll be taxed.
Yeah. Then yeah, you're right. Then when I saw it, I think I'm at a loss. Really at a loss. I need to convert probably soon. And
So
then
you better convert to Sdn Bhd lah. Easier. You can take dividend, you know, you can, enjoy the privilege of being Sdn Bhd, you know.
The other
Your
thing is that
liability
the other thing is I saw that for enterprise, maksudnya kita tak boleh nak convert for example, our vehicle, even though vehicle is used for our business, for example, right? No such thing. So no such privilege, yeah?
Tak ada.
Tak ada. Okay. And then what about, like, let's say if we work I know that we work from home, but then it cannot be considered as premise, and then expenses for, even though operations is run here, the electricity, for example, it cannot be counted as part of business operation.
Can I intervene?
Yeah.
As I mentioned earlier, this is a few days back. Last week I jumpa dengan LHDN officer yang memang dah kerja tapi dah pencen, baru je pencen tahun lepas. So I met her, I do a consultation. So I ask about enterprise punya pencukaian. Okay, dia kata number one, anything personal tapi being used for company sebenarnya boleh masuk dalam penolakan berbelanjaan. Tetapi lepas kita dah tolak semua belanja, kita kena kira semula berapa duit yang kita tak boleh tolak cukai perbelanjaan sepenuhnya. Maknanya apa? Contohnya pertama, gaji owner. Gaji owner memang betul dalam kita punya statement keluar, gaji asnawi. Tetapi gaji itu bukan dikira perbelanjaan. So kita masuk dalam perbelanjaan, tetapi kita kena masukkan balik sebagai benda yang tak boleh tolak untuk cukai. Itu nombor satu. Okay, nombor dua, untuk enterprise, dia kata Wi-Fi, TNB, api air. Wi-Fi, api air dengan telefon. 4 ni pun boleh masuk dalam perbelanjaan, tapi dia kata 1/3 mesti masuk balik dalam perbelanjaan yang tidak boleh tolak daripada cukai.
Tidak dibenarkan.
Tidak dibenarkan untuk tolak. 1/3 dia kata. So contoh belanja 100, kita pun tolaklah perbelanjaan bulanan 100, setiap bulan 100, tapi dia kata bila you dah kira balik, 1/3 daripada that 100 mesti masuk balik pada yang kena cukai nanti. Okay, lepas tu kereta. Kereta kalau yang kita bayar bulan-bulan, dia kata sepatutnya tidak boleh. Tapi yang kita repair boleh, maintenance. Contohnya tiba-tiba rosak, tukar tayar, boleh. Tiba-tiba rosak, kita pun renew road type, dia kata boleh. Sebab itu adalah maintenance selepas kita beli. Itu boleh. Dengan syarat owner atas nama barang itu atas nama kita. Contohnya saya ada kereta tu bukan atas nama saya, tapi saya baiki, saya apa, dia kata tak boleh langsung. Sebab kalau check nanti you akan kena penalty. So benda tu. Lepas tu kalau kita road tax, maintenance, lepas tu minyak pun boleh, tapi minyak pun akan 1/3 balik semula. Lagi apa lagi? Perbelanjaan, kos modal, kos belian, kos perbelanjaan, itulah dia. So cuma dia kata yang tu kena tengok balik pada perbelanjaan syarikat yang tidak boleh dicukaikan. Tidak dibenarkan untuk tolak cukai. So ada yang 1/3 kena pulang balik. Lepas tu bila dah tolak tu, barulah tolak personal income tax, iaitu lifestyle, parent, personal, SSPN, EPF, apa lagi? Pembelian komputer ataupun telefon dan sebagainya. Tolak tu semua, berapa kita dapat baki, itulah cukai yang kita kena bayar. So ada dua kali tolak. Satu, penolakan perbelanjaan syarikat yang dibenarkan. Lepas tu kalau kita dah tolak dibenarkan, tapi ada benda yang kita tolak siap-siap, kena tambah balik. So baki berapa? Daripada baki tu baru tolak pula pencukaian peribadi. Tolak dan baru kita dapat berapa final pencukaian yang kita kena bayar pada LHDN.
Yeah, thanks Mas Ravi.
Tapi tu kiranya we just report under macam apa peribadi punya lah kan. Kan under peribadi.
I think under the income tax and personal income tax, there's two. One is pendapatan penggajian, satu pendapatan business. I think there's two different things. So, but with regards to all these expenses, the law is not very clear about all these expenses. In income tax law, it says you can deduct any expenses that you incur in generating the income. In the production of the income, if you incur all these expenses, you boleh deduct. Tetapi, when you have enterprise, there's no separation between your individual and your business. So it's very difficult. It's always depends on the other sides, whether they allow you or you don't allow you. You cannot, it's very difficult to go and fight. If you have a car, how do you want to prove that you use that car in the production of the income? So I'm not a tax agent, but I think these are all very subjective matter. It depends on the officers over there. If you don't, this year they may allow, next year they may not allow. When come 5 years when they audit, they tengok balik.
Asnawi, nak tanya, you cakap apa telefon dengan Unify tak boleh tolak ya? I think, let's say we have our own premise, even though enterprise, but I think it can be considered as expenses, right?
Betul, tapi bukan 100%.
Why? Because I think I
ada
punya
tujuan
company.
peribadi. Sorry, I kena paraphrase, sorry. Kalau office, totally for office, saya work from home.
Oh, okay.
Sorry, I work from home, so I cannot deduct 100%. I can only deduct 2/3 of it.
If you have a clear separation between business and this one, you have a premises, that's fine. That's very clear. It's quite easy. It's just if you're working from home. Even if you have a enterprise and the company is under enterprise name, then you can deduct. If I say personal, susah sikit.
Somebody mentioned before, right, about like some property, macam car or something, it's being like, even though we buy under our name, it's being notarized ke apa tak for company use or something. I don't know what it's called.
Sorry, I didn't get that.
I was saying recently I learned like, you know, I listened to lecture, right, and they were talking something about using properties such as car, right? If it's our own car, like what Asnawi said just now, we cannot, the expenses incurred cannot be put part of your business when your operations. But there's a way for us to, I don't know, it's not adopt that there's something you have to do legally. That maksudnya macam declare the car as company punya, macam kita sewakan ke apa. Do you guys know about that concept? Have you guys heard of it?
Okay, so basically I think, I don't know whether it's right or not. I'm not a tax agent again. What can you do is you can lease your car to the company. You have put an agreement, lease the car to the company. Then it become company expenses. Again, whether they're going to allow, whether they're going to look whether is this substance over form, because they're going to take what's the intention there. Because if they feel your intention or whatever you do is correct, basically the car is you're using to produce income, they may allow. If they feel like you're just trying to do this to avoid tax, they may not allow.
One more question. Apa ni, katakanlah macam, let's say if we hire virtual office, right? It's not our house, you know, virtual office concept right now, you can rent an address.
Yes.
Just for example, right? For licensing purpose, can we use that virtual office as our address? Macam contohnya kita nak dapatkan license, macam sometimes in order to make your business legit, you can acquire license from the local punya authority, right? Macam DBKL contohnya kan?
Yeah.
So DBKL accept if we use this virtual office as our contohnya business address, or?
I think that depends on the agencies, but a lot of agencies agree to accept that as your permanent address, as your address of business, because that's your address of business.
Okay, thank you. I think there's some questions in the chat room.
So say kalau I ada 2 company, satu tak aktif, kena juga bayar tax lah. Whether you bayar tax or not is another question, but you have to declare you have to submit your tax submissions. If you don't have any income, you don't have to pay tax, but you have to submit your tax submissions. Then we have, if the car is under company names, is it better proof? Yes. If it's company names, it's company names. It's not an issue. There's a lot of people who do business. They buy a car under company name and they use for company and they use for personal. But you have to be careful. You don't, if you are a one-man company, you have 5 company cars, they will come and ask you why you need 5 company cars under one company when your business, don't require this much of staff. You don't have this much of staff. Okay, anything else? Okay. Do you guys have my email address? I think Colin have removed me from the group. He removed me from the group, but you guys have my email address?
What's your email address, sir?
elangoponramu@outlook.com. Let me type there.
Can you type?
Maybe you can ask Colin share inside the group.
Yeah, there, I already just typed it there. Yeah, maybe Colin, can you please share my email address to the group? Where's Colin? Colin sudah tidur.
Hey, hi, I'm here.
Oh yeah, Colin. Okay, can you share my email address to the group?
Can.
So if you guys have any question after this, I'm still available, and I'll try my level best to answer you guys, to help you guys, to coach you guys. Apa-apa saja kalau tahu saya, I will answer you guys to my full knowledge. If tak boleh, I'll try to direct you to the correct person, correct place. All right, I wish you guys a good day. Hopefully today's a short day. I think you guys want to do a lot on social media. I think that's much more interesting than a dry subject of accounting.